Today, we're diving into the data to rank U.S. regions by their level of racial segregation. This isn't just about history, it's about understanding how policy, wealth, and power continue to shape our neighborhoods today. We'll explore which regions are the most segregated and why. Get ready for some uncomfortable truths and a deeper look into America of today. We often talk about racial segregation as a relic of the past, a black and white photo from a history book. But what if I told you that segregation is a living, breathing reality that defines our country's geography? And what if I told you that in 2025 you could rank America's regions by how segregated they are? This isn't about personal bias or individual feelings. This is about data, policy, and history. Today we're going to break down the U.S. regions ranked by their level of segregation and uncover the uncomfortable truth of why some parts of this country remain so deeply divided. To rank these regions, we need to understand the metric used by sociologists and urban planners, the dissimilarity index. In simple terms, this index measures how unevenly two different groups are distributed across a given area. A score of 0 means a region is perfectly integrated. Every neighborhood reflects the racial makeup of the whole. A score of 100 means it's completely segregated. Every neighborhood is made up of just one racial group. The higher the number, the more segregated a region is. So let's start with our ranking, going from the least to the most segregated. Contrary to what you might think, some of the most diverse states in the country also tend to have the lowest levels of segregation. The West, particularly the West Coast, often ranks as the least segregated region. This is largely due to more recent and diverse immigration patterns, the economic mobility that drew people from all over the world, and a different history compared to the South and the Midwest. While cities here are far from perfect, they often don't have the same deeply entrenched racial divides created by decades of Jim Crow and redlining that we see elsewhere. Now, for the areas that rank at the top of the list, the Northeast and the Midwest, cities in this part of the country, like Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Newark, are consistently named among the most segregated cities in America. This is a direct result of history that is often ignored. These regions were the destination for millions of black Americans during the Great Migration, but they were met not with opportunities, but with different kinds of oppression. Redlining. The government, real estate agents, and banks created policies that systemically denied black families home loans in white neighborhoods. This created the deeply segregated urban landscapes we see today, where racial division are literally drawn into the very geography of our cities. So why does any of this matter? It's not just about who lives next to whom. Segregation has a profound and measurable impact on people's lives. The racial gap. Housing discrimination is the single biggest driver of the racial gap. When black families were prevented from buying homes and appreciating neighborhoods, they were locked out of the primary way Americans build generational wealth. Educational inequalities. Neighborhoods determine school districts. In highly segregated cities, this leads to massive gaps in school funding and educational outcomes. Health and safety. Segregated neighborhoods often face disproportionate environmental hazards, a lack of access to healthy food, and over-policing, all of which contribute to stark health disparities. The truth is, where you live still determines how you live. The data is clear, but this isn't just about statistics, it's about people. The most effective way to combat this is to understand its history and demand change. We must advocate for fair housing policies, support community-led initiatives, and have the courage to have these uncomfortable conversations. The ranking of America's regions by segregation is a challenge to all of us. It's a reminder that the work of creating a truly equal society is far from over. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out the resources in the description below, and please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. This has been Afro Vision Network. And until next time. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button.
I was born to walk through the fire.